Okay, so for the team review, Steve Dryden, who is the SPRC chairperson responsible for the team evaluation. And so we log in as Steve, and as you see, he has his own home page. And if you notice, under Team Review, there's an item waiting for him. So he selects that, and there's the request for Frank. When he selects to view the request, the form is generated, and now Steve goes through the process of performing the team review for Frank. And again, everything works the exact same way as it did within the self-review. If we take a look at this, each form, this form is called Living Discipleship Fruitfulness. These are the components that constitute this form. If you want to take a look at any of these, in the complete description, you select Read More, and as you can see, the complete description comes up for any one of those components. Okay. Again, just kind of taking a look at the overall view here. There's the overall average here at the bottom, and this will start to accumulate as the components are rated, as well as the overall score for this particular form. So Steve now starts to the process. The rating system runs from lowest to highest, going from outside to inside. Getting closer to the center of the form is always the target. And as you can see, the rating there is exceptional, with a description on what constitutes an exceptional rating for physical health. Similar with a good rating, a satisfactory rating, a marginal rating, or an unsatisfactory rating. Okay, so the way the form works is that for any particular item, comments are required for any rating, and so in this case, Steve would have to provide a comment in terms of the professional health of Frank. And in order to, and he can put in any comment here, and there's no limit in terms of the text for these comments. So in order to expedite the review, since we have several of these to go through, for the most part, we'll just select something basic. He thinks that Frank does pretty well with spiritual health. So he's given Frank a good rating here. And it's going to give him a good rating here. Frank runs 5 miles a day. Okay. So that one's completed, and then similar, the next form is leading congregational fruitfulness, and there's 8 components for this particular form, and a lot of it has to do with leadership. Now, in this case, Frank is associate pastor. Maybe he's just starting out, so some of these areas and again, we'll just go through and for the most part, just put in some basic comments here. So the second form is completed. As you see, the score for this one is based on 40. The average for this one is 3.12. Moves over to the final one, the developing missional fruitfulness. And we'll go through and so all three forms have been completed, comments provided in each area, and then the roll-up is in this last field as part of this particular form. So again, what we see is each major category here, the score for that particular category, and then a composite score for the roll-up of all the categories. And then a nice visual in terms of how you just take a quick glance at this to see how each area compares for Frank. So as with any of the review forms, the general comments can be made, and Steve's just going to add a comment. Oops, general comments, I selected it. Comments, okay. So Steve puts in his comment. It's added to the system. And if he has more comments, he can make those. Again, there's no limit in terms of the amount of text you want to put in within those comments. And then Frank submits that, and his team evaluation has been completed for Frank. And that's the